rabbis, the cantor. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't do
How would
much
you
on
divide
the
it?
rabbi and cantors necessarily.
Okay.
I think I focus on the architecture because it's a lead-in to why we're doing, what's
So you link it,
important.
yeah.
So linking it, I didn't say, but I would have used that opportunity for the one God, here, Tamim. Ark, Eastern Wall, Jerusalem, Central Park, of what we're about, and also the Ark is where you store the Quran, how precious and central that is.
How would you break it down?
It's really difficult. I try and tie everything in, and it depends on the group you're with. Architecture is not the main feature, and again, when I was talking about the Ten Commandments, if I had a school group, I would actually go through the Ten Commandments and say, does anyone know what they are? What kind of things are you not supposed to do? And emphasize that, this is all about a way to lead your life in a just way, being fair with your fellow human beings. So I always like that to be emphasized at some point.
Helen, I want to ask Helen. Helen,
Yes.
I wanted to ask you, we're talking about what percentage of time you talk about God or faith versus the architecture versus the history, etc. So in the religious and moral education, is it appropriate to talk about faith and God and belief in a supreme being and so on?
We would put that into, I would talk about the different religions and talk about exactly about the architecture and the festivals and the way that they mark different stages of their lives, but then and their belief in God and the rules. So I've had.
So you can't ask that question.
Yeah. So you have the rules of the religion, you have the festivals, you have the worship, ways that their lives are marked. But then, as part of their own beliefs and values section within religious and moral education, you then get them to question and compare. And compare and contrast. There are many similarities, and I've just done that this week with a group. The main values of religions. Now, Diana would tell you a great story about when they did an exhibition here in Glasgow, and all the way around the outside there were different pictures of the outside of places of worship, but inside the values were very similar.
Yeah,
Although I have to say that actually when I'm doing a show visit, what they're here for is to learn, is to know, I don't have to be doing the comparing.
You don't know, that's not for you visiting.
That is not for me, because usually if they're coming, yes, exactly. What they're here is to get the authentic Jewish experience and get the Jewish point of view.
To see a real Jewish person in a Jewish place of worship and to hear
And
all the information.
I also, your question about faith, I think is very relevant to that. It's so built into Judaism, the practice is important.
and we have such a range of opinions in terms of those that don't believe in God and those who...
Yeah, I don't usually get into that.
No, but I'm just saying...
But with adults, I might talk about the fact that actually to be Jewish, you don't have to believe in God.
I just didn't want to be
it's a whole different
inappropriate.
thing.
Even you.
Yeah.